And girls, welcome in as we get ready for a little bit of qualifying here from Cedar Lake Speedway. Cedar Lake Speedway, the home here tonight in this one, as it's going to be a heck of a show, a heck of a race, heck of a drive here by all these drivers as we get primed and ready for some wicked, wild racing action as these drivers loaded into the sim, ready to rock and roll, ready to go to battle here for another night of wild racing action. These drivers out onto the racetrack. See Brian Warner Jr. currently quickest here in qualifying. Derek Husted, Matthew Taylor right there behind him. These drivers loaded into the sim, ready to rock and roll here for another night of great racing action. Joey Reeder in the FGR Excel Ancient Gaming 011 ride the Premier Racing Setups machine up into position number 3 now as Matt Bout, last week's winner in the Speed Ranch 07, gonna jump up into the top spot here with the quick time here in qualifying. Dalton Butcher into position number 2. Brian Warner Jr. back to 3rd. Derek Husted there in position number 4. Luke Brakuski with a great lap as the 33 ride up into position number 5. Reeder, Taylor, Ty Dickinson there behind him as that Demon Speedworks Speed Ranch number 67 right there in 9th. Skylar Douglas out onto the racetrack here as well in the 14 ride. It's Tony Martin loaded into the sim. He's ready to rock and roll here as he's loaded in for this one as these drivers primed and ready for some wicked, wild racing action here from Cedar Lake. Some great racing is about to come underway here, chat. I hope you guys are ready for a wild evening of racing action as I'm pretty psyched. I'm pretty psyched about it. I'm pretty happy to be back up here in the booth and see these drivers getting ready to go to battle. If you guys are just tuning in, make sure y'all hit the like button, hit the share button, hit that follow button as we're going to get ready to set these drivers loose. My boy Ty Dickinson coming in with that like on the stream. What's good, Ty? What's good, my boy? What's good, homie? How are ya? Ty coming in, showing the love. Listen, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we're going to get ready to go green flag racing here very quickly as, man, the lake here at Cedar Lake, for some reason, has turned to black. Looks more like an oil patch than it does a lake out there as we're going to get ready to set these drivers loose. Daniel Adam coming in with the like on the stream. Susie Dickinson, Mama Bear coming in with that heart reaction on the stream as well. What is good, Mama Bear? What is good, my girl? Coming in, showing the love as we're going to get ready to set these drivers loose here in just a few more seconds, a few more moments, and we're going to get ready to go green flag racing. Let's get it, chat. Let's go, baby. Let's go, ladies and gentlemen. Woo! Oh, this is going to be fun. Yo, Matthew Lloyd coming in with that like on the stream as well. What's good, Matthew? Mr. Lloyd coming in, showing the love with the like on the stream. Coming in, showing that love as we're going to get ready here. Heat race number 1 coming up here in just a few more seconds. We still have Derek Husted out on the racetrack here for his qualifying attempt, his final lap here as he goes across the start-finish line. Doesn't look like he's going to get any faster there as Derek Husted in position number 5 here in qualifying. Hello, my boy. Hello, Mama Bear. Hello, Susie. Mrs. Dickinson coming in, showing the love. Let me get the AC going. It's getting warm in here already as things are just starting to heat up here at Cedar Lake Speedway. Some wild racing action about to get underway. Cedar Lake, a beautiful racetrack. We're going to see this track already slicked off, but we're going to see it get slicker and slicker and slicker. These drivers are really going to have to take care of their equipment. They're going to have to take care of their cars. They're going to have to try to figure out a way to run that high line like the 01 is right now. You got to be able to run that high lane. As you can see, I'm moving around the racetrack down on the bottom through 3 and 4. We're going to see these drivers going all around the racetrack here, trying to find the best lines, especially when it comes to our A-Main feature event. We're going to see these drivers duke it out, go to battle, and they're going to go to work on a very, very slick racetrack as Cedar Lake always gets slicked up in a quick hurry. It makes for some wild racing action for all of us to enjoy. Yo, Junior Warner coming in, Brian coming in, showing the love with the like on the stream. What is good, Brian? Clifford Bellamy coming in with that like on the stream as well. What's good, Clifford? How are you, my boy? Clifford, the big red dog, coming in, showing the love, smashing that like on the stream. If you guys haven't already, hit the like button, hit the share button, hit the follow button. If you're watching over on YouTube, make sure you hit that subscribe button as we're going to get ready to set these drivers loose. Our first heat race coming up here. Is the field graded up, ready to go here behind our official iRacing pace car. We're waiting for our pole sitter and our second place driver to get up in to this race, as here we go, Matt Fout in the 07 ride. It's the Speed Ranch 07 machine of Matt Fout starting on the pole. Last week's winner putting on a dominant show, looking to go back-to-back here at Cedar Lake. To his outside in the 80 ride, another one of those Speed Ranch machines. That is Robbie Milburn. New looking ride there for Robbie out there in the 80 ride here this week. And starting in position number 3 in the 01, that is Derek Husted. Into his outside in the Gaston's Graphics number 95, that is Jonathan Gaston. Starting in position number 5 on the racetrack in the 38 ride this week, that is Matthew Taylor. Into his outside in the Papa Mike Promotion Speed Ranch Demon Speed Works Sweet Tea Gang Brycey Bear Designs. PeaceMaker Gaming number 67, that is Ty Dickinson. Starting in position number 7 in the 40 ride, that is Blake Danner, the Thim Field Fillers number 40 machine there in 7th. Into his outside in the 51, that is Ryan Winchester. 8 drivers getting ready to go to battle here in heat race number 1 as we are green flag racing here at Cedar Lake Speedway. Quickly, Matt Fout up to the high side of the racetrack as he clears the 80 rider, Robbie Milburn. Milburn gonna try to hunt him down here as you see a little bit of a slider line there through 3 and 4, but straight up to the high side here in corner number 1 and 2. The high side of 1 and 2, always such a dominant line around Cedar Lake, and then that slider line can come in very good in the high side here in corner number 3 and 4 can be very good as well. A lot of money can be made up there if you can figure out this racetrack up on the high side there in 1 and 2, and anywhere throughout 3 and 4. It's continuously changing throughout that 3rd and 4th corner as Derek Husted there in position number 3 on the racetrack. Jonathan Gaston there in position number 4 and looking for more as Ty Dickinson looking underneath the 38 right here. Doesn't get the run he needs off of corner number 4 there as Matthew Taylor gonna hold on to position number 5. Ty right there behind him. Blake Danner there in 7th, and Ryan Winchester there in position number 8 as Ty once again trying to get a good run down on the bottom side of the racetrack. One of those only drivers that are running a little bit lower than that extreme high side. Not a bad idea to kind of run where the drivers in front of him aren't running, but unfortunately he's losing some time here. That line may work come feature time, but right now it is not working as the 01 rider Derek Husted jumps up on top of the wheel here, continuing to try to pull away from that 95 ride as the white flag already been displayed one more time around here for Matt Fout as Fout continues to lead the way down through corner number 3 and out at corner number 4. He's gonna see the checkered flag as the 07 of Matt Fout picks right up where he left off last week, and that's down, picking up the checkered flag. Robbie Milburn, Derek Husted, Jonathan Gaston, and the rest of the field right there behind him will make the A main feature event. Nobody's going to go home early. No one is going to miss out on this racing action as everyone is going to make it into the show. Mama Bear Susie says, come on, Ty. Come on, Ty. Cheering on that 67 ride as we're going to get ready here for heat race number 2. If you guys enjoyed that racing action there in heat race number 1, don't forget to hit that like button, hit the share button, hit that follow button if you're new here, as we're going to get ready to set these drivers loose. Starting on the pole in heat race number 2 in that SRX Speed Ranch number 38. That is Dalton Butcher. To his outside, it's the mystery machine. That is the 57 Cush of Brian Warner Jr. And starting on the inside, a row number 3 in the 33, the Elite Performance Industries ride. That is Luke Raguski. To his outside in the Ancient Gaming FGRXL Sim Wrap Market Premier Racing Setups ride. That is Joey Reeder. Starting behind him in the ASR Racing, number 22 ride. That is Tony Martin, and to his outside in the 14, that is Skylar Douglas. And bring it up the rear of the field in the 54 is James Hannon, as we got 7 drivers bound to battle here in heat race number 2. Quickly, it's Dalton Butcher out in front as Butcher leads him down the backstretch into corner number 3 and out of corner number 4. Quickly gonna lead lap number 1 here as the laps click down in a quick hurry here at Cedar Lake Speedway. Not a lot of time for some of these drivers to navigate themselves through traffic, trying to work themselves from deep in the field up towards the front. It really makes it tough for them to try to get up there and get a good solid finish in our heat races as the 38 ride of Dalton Butcher continues to lead the way. Brian Warner Jr. right there in second with Joey Reeder there in third. Luke Rakuski in position number 4, trying to hold off the 22 ride of Tony Martin as Martin works to the inside here as that third Anarchy number 22 machine trying to work himself around that 33 ride for position number 4, but they're going to keep on battling here as Luke hooked up there on the high side of the racetrack. Dalton Butcher, though, continues to lead the way as Brian Warner Jr. right there in second, trying to hunt him down, but starting to lose touch here with our race leader. Almost a second difference between first and second. Joey Reeder there in position number 3 as something must have happened here to Luke Rakuski, as it looks like maybe he missed the high side here in corner number 3. Gets up into the outside wall, up into the wall even harder in corner number 3. You see that whole front end tore apart, and unfortunately the 33 ride's going to take his car down pit side as the white flag has been displayed. A tough break there for Rakuski as he's down pit side, but the 38 ride out in front here looking very stout as he heads down through corner number 3 and out of corner number 4. He's going to see the checkered flag here in heat race number 2. Warner Jr., Joey Reeder, Tony Martin, James Hannon, Skylar Douglas, and Luke Rakuski going to round out the field here in our second heat race of the evening, as we're going to quickly jump straight in to our A main feature event. Our A main about to get underway here as these drivers loaded into the sim, ready to rock and roll, ready to go to battle here. I do believe we got a lot of laps to run here. We got 75 lap feature for these drivers to duke it out, to battle around the racetrack, to try to figure out who is going to be the race winner. What is going to last longer? These guys' patience, their driving abilities, the racetrack, maybe their tires. What could possibly fall apart first? We're bound to find out as they start rolling behind our official iRacing pace truck. Starting on the pole in the 07 ride, it is the Speed Ranch 07, basically Speed Ranch for the first 3 positions here as Matt Felt out in front. Last week's winner looking to make it 2 for 2 in the 38 ride, who finished right there behind him in position number 2 last week. Right there to his outside as Dalton Butcher there in position number 2. Robbie Milburn starting in third with Brian Warner Jr. to his outside. And we see Derek Husted and Joey Reeder making up row number 3. Jonathan Gaston in that Gaston's Graphics number 95 right there in 7th. Tony Martin to his outside. Matthew Taylor, James Hannon, Ty Dickens, and Skylar Douglas, Blake Danner, Luke Rakuski, and Ryan Winchester round out the field as we're going to add all the anticipation with our feature presentation. As quickly, the 07 ride of Matt Felt jumps onto the gas pedal, leads him down the backstretch into corner number 3 and out of corner number 4. He's going to lead lap number 1 of 75. A lot of racing action left to be had here in this racetrack. Already starting to get glossed over. We're going to see it get slicker and slicker. We're going to see these tires continue to fade away throughout the night. Matt Felt, though, out in front is the 38 of Dalton Butcher in tow, just like last week, but he's not having a dance partner there for that second position yet as Robbie Milburn trying to hang on to position number 3 here. Has that 57 of Brian Warner Jr. looking down to his inside, trying to get a run down a little bit lower than what that 80 ride is running as Derek Husted right there in position number 5. Jonathan Gaston early on here, moving up a little bit as the 95 ride up into position number 6 as Joey Reeder right there behind him in that FGR Excel Premier Racing Setups Sim Rack Market Ancient Gaming 011 right there in 7th. Matthew Taylor in the 38 machine there in position number 8 as Tony Martin in tow. And then you see our first side-by-side battle here as James Hannon working the middle side as Ty Dickinson still trying to work that bottom side of the racetrack, just rolling that bottom groove here. Maybe trying to save a little bit of tire, but he's kind of going right through that slick stuff. Can actually save quite a bit of tire by running that high side and keep that car nice and straight and staying out of the throttle and just kind of rolling the high side of the racetrack. We'll have to see how the strategy plays out for all these drivers that may be trying to save a little bit of tire, save their equipment, and keep their cars pointed in the right direction late in the race as 54 wide getting a real tight race car down into corner number 3 there. It's going to give up position number 10 to Ty Dickinson. Is Ty going to jump up into that 10th position? It's the 54 ride, slides right in behind him, trying to get back to his outside here. They battle back there for that 10th spot. The 14 is Skylar Douglas right there behind him as Blake Danner there in 13th. Ryan Winchester in that 33 ride of Luke Rakuski battling back here in that 14th and 15th position on the racetrack. Out in front, it's still the 07 ride of Matt Feld as Feld continues to lead the way. Dalton Butcher sticking right there with him, about half a second back, about 4 or 5 car lengths between our race leader and our second place driver as these Kamikaze Motorsports rides looking very, very strong here. Once again, another great run here so far early on out of both of those Kamikaze rides. Robbie Milburn there in position number 3, another one of those Kamikaze Speed Ranch setups. Number 80 ride right there in position number 3. Then you see the mystery machine of Brian Warner Jr. there in position number 4, and Derek Husted trying to find something up there on the outside of that 57 ride, but everyone's starting to get a little single file, starting to put a little bit of distance between each other. See the 95 ride get a little loose there at 1 and 2 as the 011 at Joey Reeder tries to stay right there on his back end. The 38 ride of Matthew Taylor starting to try to take a look underneath the Joey Reeder here as they start to get bunched up here ever so slightly in that 6th, 7th, and 8th position. Tony Martin, James Hannon, Skylar Douglas, Ty Dickinson, Blake Danner, Ryan Winchester, and Luke Rakuski rounding out our top 15 here in this one. And you can see it about a straightaway difference. Luke Rakuski right now coming out of corner number 2. Matt Felt right there behind him. Not very far back from hitting some lap traffic, and that's definitely not where you want to be. Even if you're trying to save tires, you don't want to be going down a lap early on in this feature event. You may be able to get lucky and get that waiver round or a lucky dog trying to get yourself back onto the lead lap, but if you can't get that lucky dog, you may put yourself in a very, very tough position. We saw these drivers go about 60 laps last week of green flag racing. These guys went absolutely ham last week as they continued to battle side by side, 2-3 wide. We only saw 1 caution flag out of the entire race. And, you know, I don't expect anything different out of these drivers here once again tonight, as a lot of respect, a lot of fast drivers, a lot of talented drivers out there on the racetrack, knowing how to get around the field here, knowing how to try to save their stuff and hoping to stay out of the way and avoid any issues and any troubles out there on the racetrack as Matt Felt continues to reel in that 33 and the 51 ride. The 51, Ryan Winchester, really losing the rear end here, especially out at corner number 2 there. It's that slick stuff, and that rear end really kicks out, having to get onto the binders there on the entry at corner number 3 in the 07 ride. Trying to find a way around him here, right on his back bumper. Gonna take a look a little bit lower. They're 3 wide there as the 07 shoots the middle and quickly disposes of that 51 and the 33 ride. The 51's going to move over, allow the 38 of Dalton Butcher to go by. Luke Rakuski trying to battle right there in position number 14, as currently he is in that lucky dog position. He knows it. He knows he has to stay kind of close to that 07 ride past anybody that he passes, as he wants to stay in that lucky dog spot. As we're going to see our first caution flag right there. Skylar Douglas hard into the outside wall. You see the tire still rolling up there in corner number 3 and 4. That thing is still rolling. Last I heard, it's headed to Texas, and it's not slowing down anytime soon as Skylar Douglas takes a tore-up number 14 Rocket chassis ride down here into the pits to get some repairs done. A tough break there for the Stone Plus. White Bros, something, I don't know what the rest of that says on the side of it. Number 14 ride, is he's going to bring out our first caution flag of the evening. We'll take a look back and see how it happened here for Skylar Douglas as a tough hit and a tough break there as he was up inside the top 10, trying to hang on here, battling underneath the 54. It looks like he just gets onto the gas a little bit hard, and see that tire, man, it almost passed him there for a couple seconds, you know. Unfortunately, that car is all sorts of tore up, twisted in a lot of different ways as he gets super loose here at a corner number 2. Unfortunately, the car kicks up to the right and straight into the wall. As soon as you get into this wall here, it can tear your car up in a quick hurry. There goes the 14 machine. A tough break there for Skylar Douglas as we'll stack them up, rack them up, and get ready to go back to green flag racing as Matt Fout's going to see the green flag back out into the air here at Cedar Lake as they all beat that iRacing base truck back down pit side there. Good thing it is a little bit, transparent, and you can drive right through it. You don't have to worry about contact with that car, else we would have saw another big pile up there as usually we see that base truck zoom off in a quick hurry, and didn't seem like he was going off too fast there. Pretty gingerly down pit side as the 07 of Matt Fout continues to lead the way. Robbie Milburn making some good moves, getting up and around Dalton Butcher, so move Butcher back to position number 3 as Milburn up into position number 2 now on the racetrack. He's going to try to hunt down that 07 ride, but already Matt Fout starting to put a good-sized gap between himself and that 80 machine as Dalton Butcher trying to find another way back around the 80 ride. Derek Husted right there in position number 4, looking for more as Brian Warner Jr. back to position number 5. Then we see Jonathan Gaston there in 6, Matthew Taylor, Tony Martin, Ty Dickinson, and Joey Reeder rounding out our top 10 as our second caution flag going to fly here in this one. Our second caution flag coming out already here. I'm not too sure what might have happened here. It shows James Hannon entering pit lane. Hannon in that 54 ride just gets up into the wall and straight down pit side here. That might have been the caution, unless if maybe there was some contact earlier, or maybe there was 33 ride of Luke Rakuski also possibly going to get some contact there. No, just looks like the caution flag going to come out there for James Hannon getting up into the outside fence there, and then unfortunately flying all the way down pit side here is that's a tough break right there for that number 54 ride, having himself a great run as we'll jump right on board here with that number 54 ride. Is can't see much from here, so let's see if we can get something right here. Just unfortunately car gets a little loose on your throttle and slides up the racetrack, takes that wall, drags him into it, and then sends him right down pit side here in our pit entry. But luckily enough, he's not too far away from his crew. He's going to pull right on in here and try to get some quick repairs and back out onto the racetrack.
Let's go!
So we'll stack them up, rack them up. We'll get ready to go back to green flag racing. Yo, Andrew Crum, my boy. Andrew, what's good, homie? What's good, Andrew? How are you, my boy? Jim Trudeau coming in with the like as well. Andrew coming in with that like. Andrew says, what's up, my boy? Long time no talk, my boy Andrew. Good to see you up in the chat as always. How have you been, brother? How have you been? It's been a little while. You know, life happens. But good to see you. Good to see you back up in the chat, my boy. It's Robbie Milburn trying to jump up here and take that top spot away from the 07 ride right now. It's showing Matt Fout deep in the field, but he's not actually deep in the field. He is up at the front, continuing to lead the way here. iRacing just needs to fix it for some reason. I don't know why it shows him back in position number 12, but Robbie Milburn in position number 2 as Derek Husted now up into 3rd as Dalton Butcher seems to be sliding back here a little bit. Now back into that 4th spot on the racetrack as Jonathan Gaston up into position number 5. Matthew Taylor in the 38 ride there in position number 6. Brian Warner Jr. there behind him as Warner starting to slide back a little bit. Joey Reeder up into 7th as Ty Dickinson still working that bottom side of the racetrack in that 8th position as Tony Martin there to his outside. Tony Martin trying to find a way around that 67 ride for that 8th spot on the racetrack as Blake Danner right there behind him in position number 10 as James Hannon back out onto the racetrack there in 11. Then we see Luke Rakuski, Ryan Winchester, and Skylar Douglas rounding out the field here as all 15 drivers still on the racetrack. Unfortunately, a few drivers are a lap down as Robbie Milburn out in front, Robbie Milburn in 2nd. Matt Felt is actually in the top spot. For some reason, it's showing him in that 12th position. He's not actually in 12th. He may just have a black flag or something that needs to be cleared. Not 100% sure, or maybe it's just an error from iRacing at this moment in time, but they usually fix it in a pretty timely manner to get that 0-7 ride. Show him back out in front leading this field as Robbie Milburn in 2nd, trying to hold off Derek Husted and Dalton Butcher as both of them continue to try to find a way up and around the 80 ride, but they're also going to try to battle here a little bit themselves as now Dalton Butcher going to try the bottom side there in corner number 1 and 2. Didn't look like much was biting down there. Going to lose about half a car length. Going to have to try to track down that 0-1 ride here once again. These guys continue to duke it out, continue to battle around the racetrack. We're going to jump into a quick PeaceMaker Gaming Crank It Up. So ladies and gentlemen, crank up that volume and cheer on your favorite driver as we're going to crank it up here on PeaceMaker Gaming. ready to go back to green flag racing. But first, we're going to take a look back and see what brings out our third caution flag of the evening. Our third caution flag coming out. We're going to take a look back and see what happened here. Bring this caution flag out. So we'll take a look back here. See what happened as it looks like. It looks like Ryan Warner Jr. in that Scooby-Doo number 57 ride having some issues here. We'll take a look here and see what happens to Brian Warner Jr. This moment in time was running up in about the 7th position. Just gets up into that outside wall, climbs the outside wall. Unfortunately, tons of damage, parks it up on the wall here. And that's going to bring out our third caution flag. A big hit right there for Brian Warner Jr. as we'll jump right on board here with that 57 ride as he sends it down into corner number 1. A hard contact there at the rear end and then climbs that outside wall. Gets a good look there at the television screen. Somebody doing some donuts and F1 drivers out there on the racetrack. Unfortunately, that is not where you want to be parked here. You can't park there, Brian Warner Jr. Unfortunately, you cannot park there as the front tire goes for a ride as well. Down the hill there in corner number 1 and 2 here at Cedar Lake as we'll get these drivers stacked up, racked up, and ready to go back to green flag racing. It's the green flag going to come back out here in just a few more moments as we crank it up. Absolutely beautiful as these drivers put on a great show here for us during the crank it up. We still got 22 more laps left to go here before this one is done. Laps closing down in a quick hurry. We're going to get ready to go back to green flag racing. As the green flag back out into the air here in this one. Matt Belt down the bottom side has led every lap so far, but here comes the 80 ride. Out in front is now Mr. Milburn, as Milburn gonna jump up and take this lead away, and we get a new race leader here at Cedar Lake late in this one as the 80 ride jumps up and takes the lead away from the 07 ride after Matt Belt led so many laps. Continue to show these drivers how to get it done, and now back in position number 2, going from defense, now has to jump onto offense as these guys continue to duke it out, continue to battle around the racetrack as the laps continue to click off here in a quick hurry. Actually, it showed 22 laps left to go, but we got a lot more laps left than that as lap number 58 about to come to a close here. These drivers continue to duke it out. Actually, I guess it was about right. Math is wrong for me as Robbie Milburn out in front. Matt Belt there in second. We'll have to see if Belt is out or if he can find a little something left in the tank here to go after the 80 ride to see if he can try to take this win away as Jonathan Gaston with a good run here in that Gaston Graphics number 95 ride as he's up into position number 3, looking very good late in this one. Dalton Butcher up into position number 4 and looking for more here as he's hung out inside the top 5 here all evening long. They see Matthew Taylor in position number 5, Joey Reeder there in 6, Tony Martin down to his inside, and Ty Dickinson right there behind him as Ty trying to find a way around these guys. Ty saved a lot of tires, or seemed like he was maybe trying to save quite a bit early on in this race, just rolling the bottom side. He's moving up a little bit now, but trying to find a way around Tony Martin and Joey Reeder, and looks like he's going to try to jump up to the extreme high side, maybe follow Joey Reeder around here. 22 going to slide up in front of him, maybe take that spot away as Reeder hard into that outside wall. You see the 0-1 ride of Derek Husted right there behind him, and James Hannon rounding out our top 10. Brian Warner Jr. in position number 11 as Blake Danner there in 12. Luke Rakuski in position number 13. Having a solid run here for the 33 ride. Unfortunately, We believe he is a lap down. Ryan Winchester there in 14th, and Skylar Douglas, unfortunately, off the racetrack and out in front. Robbie Milburn continues to lead the way. Milburn out in front, looking to try to pick up the checkered flag here at Cedar Lake. Matt Fout there in second, who led a lot of laps early on. Slide him back now to position number 2 as we see another pass on the racetrack as Dalton Butcher up on the outside is going to make the move around the 95 with Jonathan Gaston. So move Gaston back to position number 4 as 38 ride, maybe starting to march himself back up towards the front as Dalton Butcher up into 3rd. Gaston right there behind him. Matthew Taylor holding on to position number 5 as Joey Reeder there in that 6th position. Ty Dickinson all over him is now Ty going to take a look down to the inside. The 22 ride of Tony Martin still right there as well, looking underneath of the 67 ride. Don't count out Derek Husted as Husted very fast early on in this one. Sliding a little bit back there as he gets into the back of the 22, almost up into the fence. He's going to keep on rolling here as Ty Dickinson going to try to find a way down and around here of the 0-11 ride as they pull up almost door to door across the start-finish line. The 38 ride of Matt Taylor right there in front of him as Ty Dickinson trying to jump up here and take position number 6 away and try to find position number 5 out there on the racetrack as it looks like Ty has a lot left in the tank here. Just can't get that high side, unfortunately, for the 67 machine. As Robbie Milburn continues to lead the way, that time by the start-finish line. We're going to get 4 more laps left to go. So 4 more laps here for our race leader as he heads down the front stretch. 3 more laps as out in front Robbie Milburn trying to pick up the checkered flag here at Cedar Lake. Fout hanging on right there behind him in position number 2. Dalton Butcher there in 3rd. This is all Kamikaze Motorsports 1, 2, 3. Jonathan Gaston back there in position number 4, looking for more, but unfortunately running out of time. Matthew Taylor there in 5th, trying to hold off Ty Dickinson as Ty tried to jump up here and take that 5th spot away from the 38, down low on the bottom side of the racetrack as the white flag has been displayed one more time around here for Robbie Milburn. Quickly down the backstretch into corner number 3 and out of corner number 4. Matt Fout can't get there as the 80 ride of Robbie Milburn is going to pick up the checkered flag here after 75 grueling laps around Cedar Lake Speedway, and he's gonna park it down here in the victory lane as Matt Fout, who led a lot of laps early, gonna come home 1 spot shy there in position number 2. And Dalton Butcher, their Kamikaze Motorsports teammate, there in position number 3 is Gaston coming home in 4th. Matthew Taylor in 5th. Ty Dickinson in that 6th position. Derek Husted in 7th, Joey Reeder in 8th, Tony Martin in 9th, and James Hannon rounding out our top 10 with Brian Warner Jr., Blake Danner, Luke Rakuski, Ryan Winchester, and Skylar Douglas rounding out the field. Yo, Papa Mike! Papa Mike up in the house. How are you, Papa Mike? How is your Tuesday? Hopefully you're doing well. Hopefully you're having yourself a wonderful, wonderful Tuesday, coming in with the love, with the like, and the share. Says good run, Ty. Absolutely amazing run right there at a Ty Dickinson up into position number 6 there. Looked like he had a lot left in the tank. Probably needed a caution as you know, he's kind of just got stuck trying to pass on the bottom side. There wasn't a whole lot left down there. He could hang with them, but it seemed to be super, super hard trying to make those moves to try to get around some of those drivers up there on the high side. If he could have got some clean track up there on the high side, I think he would have been a very, very fast car and possibly a contender up inside the top 5, battling for possibly the win out there. As looked like he had a lot left in the tank. Yo, Mr. Glenn, Matthew, my boy, Mr. Glenn coming in, showing the love. Matthew says, let's go. Let's go. What's good, Matthew? What's good, Mr. Glenn coming in, showing the love as well. Says, let's go up in the chat as we're going to get ready to pull our race winner, Robbie Milburn, in here for his post-race interview as Milburn picking up the checkered flag here in front of a packed house at Cedar Lake Speedway. We're going to jump up into the broadcast booth and we're going to look to pull our race winner in here for his post-race interview. Hey, Robbie, it's Aaron up here in the PeaceMaker Broadcasting booth. You get a copy?
Yeah, I got you.
Robbie, my boy, what
Let's
a
go!
run. What a drive, man. We saw you hanging out up inside the top 5 there for, the first half, maybe even the first 50 laps of this race. And then you got a late caution flag there. You're able to find an extra gear. You're able to jump up, get around Dalton Butcher, and then you kind of hung out in second for a little while. And then all of a sudden, you make that move. You jump up on the high side. You get around Matt Fout, and you never look back as you're able to hold him off here the rest of the way and park that 80 ride down here in Victory Lane at Cedar Lake. Man, take us back through this race, the strategy, and the racing action that was going around out there. As you got a great seat of it. Seeing a lot of the guys at the front of the field battling early on, you kind of hanging out there, watching it all happen, and then it was time for you to strike as you worked yourself through the field and up into the lead here to pick up the checkered flag.
Yeah, Dalton and Matt are teammates of mine. We're on Discord every night, so we know each other very well. And I knew I wasn't as fast as either of them if I didn't save my tires. So what I was banking on, just kind of hanging back, as I was hoping I could just get a late caution or somewhere near the end. I had better tires than them, and I'd be able to take the win. And in the end, I think that's what happened because we were all comparing tires, and I had significantly more tire left than they did.
Definitely looked like you had something left in the tank late in this one as you were able to pull out in front, and they were never able to catch back up to your back bumper as you pulled away from them here to pick up the checkered flag. What does it mean to be parked down here in Victory Lane once again, and showing your teammates up here a little bit, maybe getting an extra little bit of bragging rights there in front of your two teammates, but at the end of the day, having a 1-2-3 finish for the Kamikaze Motorsports team has to feel pretty dang good.
Yeah, it feels good. Honestly, since the new update, I've been horrible between bad luck and terrible driving on my part, and it seems like they adapted better. I think I should have won Bristol, but the weird tire deal there, where you could pit and get new tires, kind of ruined at the end, and then had some bad luck here and there. But it's good to finally get up here in Victory Lane. Honestly, my goal for the year is just to be able to talk to you at least once. So I'm glad to be talking to you as a winner rather than a podium finisher.
Absolutely no better way to be up here than the first driver into the broadcast booth after the race, as you're able to park that 80 ride this week down in Victory Lane. We normally see you in the 9 ride. What was the thought process there? Maybe changing up the numbers, changing up the paint scheme, and maybe bringing some new life to that 80 ride. Seemed to work here in this one as park it down here in Victory Lane, the first time we see it out there on the racetrack.
Yeah, Dalton does our schemes, so any scheme that you see the three of us have, Dalton Butcher does it. And frankly, he was talking to me, and he said, the 9's kind of an ugly number. And I said, okay, I'm not married to any number, really. And we were joking, let's just do a full rebrand. Let's make it M80, call me the firecracker, I guess. But full rebrand seems to work, so definitely think I'm going to stick with the 80 and just move on from here in the 80 from now on.
Absolutely. Well, it's definitely working out so far for you as night number 1 in the 80 ride. You park it down here in Victory Lane. You say they call you the firecracker, but you set off the fireworks here in this one, so they may need to call you fireworks out here now. As, man, what a run, what a race, being able to jump up here late in this one with such a slick racetrack and everything else up, just grooving the high side, a little bit of a slider there through 3 and 4, able to take that lead away and park it down here in Victory Lane. Robbie, who would you like to thank for such a great run and strong performance out there on the racetrack?
First off, thank Dalton for putting this on. I run the Pro Dirt Racing League, and he kind of said that this is something he wanted to put on when that's not in season, so we can all have something to race and have fun. And honestly, I think it's one of the more fun, more clean leagues I've been a part of. So first off, thanks for him putting it on. Thanks for my personal team, Kamikaze Motorsports, for always getting here and giving me advice, line advice, etc., etc. And this is a fixed race, but Speed Ranch, because those guys, they have so much knowledge, especially Tanner and really all of them, but there's so much knowledge on the Speed Ranch team, so I definitely recommend checking them out if you're looking for any setups. And then last but not least, the broadcaster, I've really enjoyed going back and watching them, and I enjoy the energy they bring to it. It's a lot different than a lot of the broadcasters I've seen.
Absolutely, my boy. I love to hear that. I love to always bring the energy, keep the viewers entertained, and make sure that, we keep the eyes locked in at it. All you drivers out there on the racetrack putting on such a great show here for us like you did once again tonight. This time they get to watch you come down here, win the race, and park the 80 ride down here in Victory Lane. Robbie, congratulations on picking up the checkered flag. Hopefully we'll see you back up here next week for the final race of the season, and hopefully we'll see you back up here in Victory Lane.
Yeah, I hope so. Charlotte's not my best track, but who knows with the new build? Everything seems wonky, so we'll throw it in there and we'll see what happens and hopefully talk to you again next week.
Absolutely. Not only the new build, but also the new number there for the 80 ride, and a good luck charm so far, and hopefully we'll see you back up here.
Thank you. You have a good one.
You too. All right, ladies and gentlemen, give it up there for our race winner, Robbie Milburn, as Robbie picks up the checkered flag here in this one. What a run, what a race, as he's able to park that number 80 ride down here in Victory Lane this evening. My boy Matthew Glenn coming in with the like on the stream as well. Much appreciate you, my boy, coming in, showing the love with the like on the stream. If you guys haven't already, make sure you hit that like button, hit that share button, hit that follow button. If you're watching over on YouTube, make sure you hit that subscribe button as well, as we're going to get ready to bring in our second place finisher, our second place driver, waiting patiently down here in the PeaceMaker broadcasting waiting room here. We're going to get ready to pull him in for his post-race interview, and that is the 07 ride, the driver we saw dominate last week. He almost dominated this week, but unfortunately coming up one spot short to his teammate, the 07 ride of Matt Fout. As Fout coming home here in that second spot, we're going to pull him up into the broadcast booth here for his post-race interview. Hey, Matt, it's Aaron up here in the PeaceMaker broadcasting booth. You got a copy?
Hey, how's it going?
Not too bad, Matt, my boy. Another great run, another great race. It looked for quite a while there like it was going to be the same story as last week. You starting on the pole, having a dominant run in the heat race, and dominating this race for about the first 50 laps or so, but then out of nowhere, a little bit of tire saving that your teammate Robbie Milburn did was enough for him to get up to your outside and beat you out of the corner, and unfortunately snag this lead away. And once he got out in front, you just didn't look like you had enough left in those tires, enough left in the tank to catch back up to him and try to battle and take that lead back away as he come up one spot short of another picture-perfect evening at the racetrack.
Yeah, on that final restart there where he got around me, I didn't get a super good start, and he basically was able to start before me, and he had the outside line, the preferred, so there was no real way for me to kind of cut up in front of him there, and yeah, he got out front. He had way better tires than I had, and like you said, I wasn't really able to hunt him down with my tires. I was trying to save there with maybe 10-15 laps to go to hope a caution came out and be able to kind of compete with him on the restart, but no caution, and yeah, I'll take a second.
Absolutely. Still another great night at the racetrack. Another great run here for the 07 team as you're up here on the podium once again, but unfortunately just one spot shy of the back-to-back victories. But man, another great run, another great finish. I'm not sure what the standings are, but I'm assuming that you and the 38 ride at Dalton Butcher have got to be very, very close in those point standings. And with only one more week left to go, another solid second-place run is going to have your hopes up here just a little bit for maybe picking up that championship next week.
Yeah, we should be either tied up or maybe I'm 2 points ahead. I'm not sure about heat points or qualifying points in this league, but I know I was down 2 before the week started, and I finished 1 spot ahead of Dalton. So either tied or a couple points ahead. But yeah, going into Charlotte next week, he's better there than I am, kind of at those bigger tracks. So yeah, I'll be a little nervous and just try to grind this week and get in a little bit of practice for next week at Charlotte for the finale.
Absolutely, Charlotte. Going to be a great show. Going to be a great race. Hopefully, we'll see it back up here in the broadcast booth, but we're going to see a great run here next week for you guys, battling for the championship, duking it out. We've seen you guys, you and Dalton, side by side, battling nose to tail for so many laps, so many different races and different racetracks that I'm positive that Charlotte's going to be no different out there as you guys continue to keep on putting on these great shows. Matt, another great show here tonight, another strong performance as you come home in position number 2. Who would you like to thank for such a strong run out there on the racetrack?
Yeah, I appreciate it. Yeah, I just want to shout out Speed Ranch and Tanner Tomasi for the great setups throughout the week and officials, and really just tried to grind supers a little more this season, and it's definitely proven to be beneficial for this league. And want to shout out my teammates, Robbie and Dalton with Kamikaze Motorsports, just being able to bounce ideas off those guys. We were able to get like a 1-2-3 this week, so that's pretty cool. Shout out Dalton again for my new paint scheme, and obviously for putting on this awesome league. Just really great to run every week, knowing that you're not going to just get like dumped by somebody. Just makes the confidence so much higher going into the race. And yeah, last but not least, obviously shout out you and PeaceMaker Gaming for putting on the broadcast, and always do a great job and love watching those back.
Absolutely, my boy. I love to hear that. I love to hear that you enjoyed the show. And, man, we really enjoy it up here in the broadcast booth. We also really enjoy it. All the fans in the stands seem to really, hang on and watch these as you guys always put on a great show for us. Not a lot of caution flags. And even tonight, we only saw 3 caution flags in a 75-lap feature. And, that was an abnormal amount of caution flags. Normally we only see that 1 or 2 cautions or 0 cautions out of you guys out there on the racetrack. But some good, hard racing, a tough racetrack, and you're able to still hang on and keep that 0-7 right up towards the front of the field, just 1 spot short of the checkered flag. Hopefully we'll see it back up here in the broadcast booth next Tuesday, maybe 1 spot better up in victory lane and picking up that championship.
Yeah, I hope so. I see you next week, and appreciate it.
Absolutely. Have yourself a wonderful evening and enjoy the rest of your Tuesday, Matthew.
Yeah, you did the same.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, give it up there for our second place finisher as Matthew Felt coming home here in position number 2. What a run, what a race there for Matthew Felt. Scott, my boy, never got my invite to the league. Yeah, unfortunately, my boy, I sent them a message, and I don't know, they said they would think about it or something. I don't know. But, yeah, unfortunately, with the Invitational League, they were kind of pretty happy with the cars that they had. They were pretty happy with the field that they had out there, and I just don't think they were really hoping to add too many more drivers, but I'm not 100% sure. Maybe they were going to, and then they just forgot. I don't know, Scott. Unfortunately, and I don't really have much other than just sending Dalton a message and seeing what he knows, unfortunately, or if I can see to get someone in there. Reader says, I'm too fast. I love a good joke. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, you're good. You're real good. I think you would give these guys a good show, and I think you'd be tough up there at the front of the field with them. I think it'd be a good battle. It'd be a good battle. And, I mean, you throw Joey Reader in there and so many of these other great talented drivers, it'd be good to see you out there. Unfortunately, I don't know if it was maybe they just didn't want to add anyone because it was already after the first race or whatnot. I'm not sure why, but hopefully if they put on another one of these, another invitational series, hopefully, we'll get a sign-up area or something for it, or, well, me or, Joey can try to get you in there a little bit sooner and get you signed up before any, any racing action starts or anything else. 100%. Scott coming in with the like on the stream as well, coming in showing the love. Much appreciate you, Scott. Much appreciate you, my boy, coming in showing the love as we're going to get ready here to bring in our 3rd place finisher, our 3rd place driver, Dalton Butcher, as Butcher coming home here in position number 3. We're going to pull that number 38 right up here into the broadcast booth. Good to see you, bro. Keep up the great broadcast. Absolutely, Scotty. Absolutely, my boy. We'll see you back out here on the racetrack soon enough. I'm sure of it. I'm sure we'll see you back out here soon enough, my boy. 100%. 100%. We always love to see you in the 3D racing rides out there on the racetrack. It was nice. Sunday, we got to see, Brian Wax out there. And
let's go.
What else was it? There was Brian Wax and think it was Joey Reeder. Who was the other one that was with them? There was a couple of the 3D racing rides out there that were in our Sunday race, and you know, it was good to see those guys out there on the racetrack. Oh, Warren Samoy. Warren Samoy was in there battling with them. That was a great race, a good battle there. Unfortunate break for them in that race, but always good to see them up in the broadcast booth. Always good to see them, you know, up in the channel and showing the love, and also good to see, you know, those 3D guys out there on the racetrack having some fun out there. Yo, Craig Bristol, my boy Craig, coming in with that like on the stream as well, coming in showing the love as we're going to get ready to pull in Dalton Butcher, our third place finisher, up here into the broadcast booth for his post-race interview. Actually, you know what? We didn't even put the title on for some reason, chat. Oh, no. We got it here for Dalton Butcher. Is Dalton Butcher coming home here in position number 3? We're going to pull him into the broadcast booth right now. Hey, Dalton, it's Aaron up here in the PeaceMaker Broadcasting booth. You got a copy?
I got you, brother.
Dalton, my boy, another great race, another great show here as you guys run 75 laps with only 3 caution flags, and we saw some great battling out there early on. It looked like, you know, remnants of last week's race as, you know, Matt Fout out in front. You're right there behind him trying to track him down as you guys start to work yourself through traffic before our first caution flag. But the laps click down in a quick hurry. The tires fading away just as fast out there on the racetrack. And Robbie Milburn, after that caution flag, put her in gear and jumped up there and made the move to get around you to take second away. We saw you fall back into 4th there for a little bit, but you're able to battle back, grab position number 3 back away from Jonathan Gaston, but unfortunately just didn't quite have enough in the tank late in this one to get up there and make a move around Matt Fout again or Robbie Milburn, as Milburn able to pick up the checkered flag. But a great run nonetheless for you and a great finish here for your Kamikaze teammates.
Yeah, for sure. It's cool to see us all get 1, 2, 3 finish. On that one restart, Matt went a little early, and I was trying to like stay door to door with him, and then I saw the pace truck, and it was like right in my line, so that got me all kinds of screwed up. And Robbie capitalized on the bottom and got around me. And early on, I was way too hard on it. I was just afraid that we were going to go possibly 75 with no caution, so I didn't want to let Matt get too far out. But I could definitely tell there on those last few restarts, I mean, I'd put it to the floor trying to get it to hook up, and I was just spinning all the way down the front stretch. So I was down to probably, I think I was at like 59, 58% tires on the right rear. So definitely didn't have much dig left.
Absolutely, as the dig was fading away, you're still able to find yourself up there in position number 3, trying to track him down, hoping for that caution flag, hoping for anything out there to give yourself another opportunity to try to get around your teammates there in front of you. But still, a great run, a solid top 3 finish. You finish right there behind Matt Fout, and I do believe we were talking to Matt there about the points championship with 1 more week left to go. You and Matt have got to be pretty close to tied here for the championship heading in to the final race of the season. I'm not sure what the final or official standings are, but you know, are you getting a little nervous? Are you getting a little excited for that championship night, knowing that it could potentially be between you and that 07 ride, your teammate, for the championship here in the Invitational Series?
Yeah, I actually checked that as soon as the race was over, and me and Matt are actually tied up going into the last race, and then we got Robbie in 3rd, so it's definitely going to be elbows up next week. I mean, we race with respect, but you might see a little Bobby Pierce from the 38 if old Matt Fout's in front of him. You never know.
Absolutely. Anything for a championship, not only just for wins or anything else, but when you're talking about a championship, you know, getting a little bit rough, maybe, you know, bending a couple fenders out there might be the way to get it done. We're going to be excited up here in the broadcast booth, and all the fans of the stands are going to be excited to watch you guys battle it out and duke it out there at Charlotte Motor Speedway for, you know, the championship here of the Invitational League. But man, Dalton, another great run, another strong showing here. All these drivers, you know, doing a great job. A lot of talent, a lot of respect, and a lot of good, clean racing out there on the racetrack as we see, you know, only 3 caution flags, quick caution flags, you know, 1-car incidences out there, you know, for a 75-lap feature in these super late models at Cedar Lake Speedway, you know, is pretty much unheard of. We don't really see that a whole lot, but, you know, it just shows you the talent level and respect out there of this field.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, that was the whole point of this, was just get a bunch of guys that knew how to run, knew how to be respectful, and I mean, I think it's been a great league so far. I think we've had like one incident where somebody got a little hot, but literally every other week it's just been nothing but love after every race, and I'm definitely looking forward to finishing out and maybe get season 2 going soon. Never know.
Absolutely, my boy. Well, Dalton, congrats on a solid third-place run. A great finish here. Who would you like to thank for such a great run and strong performance out there on the racetrack?
Yeah, first of all, I gotta shout out Tanner Tomasi and everybody over at Speed Ranch for the official sets. We're on fixed here, so during the officials, we were always on dig each week. Gotta thank my personal team, Kamikaze Motorsports. We went 1, 2, 3 tonight, so shout out Robbie and Matt for that. I gotta thank Dice Race Designs, NH Lens, and Gaston iRacing Graphics. And as always, shout out to you for putting on the banger broadcast, and I hope you're ready for a banger next week, brother.
Absolutely. We'll be looking forward to it. Looking forward to seeing you guys back out onto the racetrack here for the championship night. Dalton, congrats on the third place finish, my boy. Hopefully, we'll see you back up here on the broadcast booth, whether or not you're winning the race or winning the championship or however it plays out next week. Hopefully, we'll get you back up here before the end of it, and, possibly, spirits hopeful for a championship or, at least a good run out there on the racetrack as, you're looking for, maybe a 1, 2, 3 championship finish as well for you and your teammates.
Yeah, for sure. If I knock the deck out of it next week, trying to go for that win, I might need PeaceMaker Gaming to hook me up with a little sponsorship to replace the deck in it, but we're gonna let it hang out. Elbows up, brother.
Absolutely, my boy. Well, Dalton, congrats on another great run. Congrats on a great finish. And we'll see you back out here on the racetrack next Tuesday.
Yes, sir. Have a good night.
Yes, you as well. All right, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, give it up there for our third place finisher, Dalton Butcher, as Butcher coming home here in position number 3. What a run, what a drive, what a race here by all these drivers. When you look at our top 3, then you go back there, you see Jonathan Gaston with a great run in 4th, Matthew Taylor, Ty Dickinson with a great run up there in position number 6, and he really looked like he had a lot of car left. He looked very, very stout, very fast out there on the racetrack, trying to make some moves, trying to maybe get up there and trying to find a way to get around Matthew Taylor. Just couldn't find much down left on the bottom side and couldn't find anything up on the high side, as he would have followed right in line with that 38 ride. Probably could have used the caution flag there, mostly out of all these drivers on the racetrack, because it looked like he still had a lot of tire left in that 67 ride. Derek Hustad, who was very fast early on, being able to hang on, actually get a couple spots back and finish there in 7th. Joey Reeder, Tony Martin, and James Hannon rounding out our top 10. Brian Warner Jr., unfortunate break there, getting up into that outside wall. Blake Danner with a good run. Luke Rakuski, who unfortunately went down a lap early on, still looked very, very racy, very, very fast out there. Qualified really good, had a good heat race, and then in that feature, he looked very good as well up there battling with, a lot of the drivers in front of him, hanging on, and, looked like they'll possibly have a solid top 10 ride out there, and looked like a lot of improvements there out of Luke as well. Ryan Winchester with a good run as well. Ryan right there with Luke, battling with that 33 ride for so many laps early on in the race, and battling there with the 33 ride, and those guys continue to duke it out all evening long. Skylar Douglas, after that hard wreck, getting up into the outside wall and tearing the 14 ride apart there pretty good. Unfortunately, a few laps back, but still a good run there for Skylar. Just an unfortunate break there, and just shows you how much damage and how much carnage can happen on these race cars in a quick hurry here at Cedar Lake. When you get up into that outside wall, just tapping it a little bit can drag you right into it and tear it apart in a quick hurry. But man, what a race, what a run, what a drive here by everybody in the field. Once again, another great finish. Huge congratulations to Robbie Milburn with the win, Matt Fout in 2nd, and Dalton Butcher coming home in 3rd. And a huge shout out to each and every one tuning in, watching the race, whether it's live or whether it's the replay or anything else. If you haven't, make sure you hit the like button on the stream, hit the share button, hit the follow button. If you're watching over on YouTube, hit that subscribe button as we continue to build on every single channel. If you're watching over on Kick, hit that follow button, as well as we continue to build over there on Kick live streaming, as unfortunately we're going to be calling it an evening here in this one. And a huge thank you to everyone tuning in, showing the love here throughout the evening with the likes, the shares, the comments, and everything else, and showing the love here throughout the evening. I appreciate each and every one of y'all for tuning in, and I will see you guys all back here tomorrow evening for some more racing action. We have a Dirt Street Stock Series tomorrow evening, roughly just after 6 o'clock Eastern time, a little bit earlier than what we usually do it, but about 6 o'clock Eastern time, we're going to have some Dirt Street Stocks back on the racetrack, and then after that, we're going to be jumping back behind the wheel ourselves, possibly, for a little bit of racing out there in those UMP modified. So we might be jumping back out behind the wheel and see if we can, maybe pick up another heat race win and maybe get a little bit better of a finish in the feature event ourselves behind the wheel tomorrow night. But thank y'all for tuning in. I'll see y'all tomorrow. Peace out for now, ladies and gentlemen. Peace out for now. Thank y'all for tuning in and being a part of the PeaceMaker family.
My hands steady, I feel ready, but my legs heavy, I don't get it. How come I haven't hit it already? Still working, I'm still learning, I'm still searching, finally earning something, finally turning something called a profit. If I hear you talking shit, don't get caught in it. I'll be popping off and hit your ass, dropping all your shit. Yeah, I promise this, I got promises, you ain't stopping this. Cross my shit, you'll be knocked unconscious, bitch. That's the consequence, I got this, I will not quit. Man, I'm on it, honest, I'm gon' launch quick, then I'm gone. It's just a matter of time before I'm over the climb and moving under my prime. Just quit my 9 to 5, I'm rocking and they watching, cause it's shocking. Dropping all these top 10 songs, no stopping. It's time to live my life, it's time to live, not die. Wish I could slow down time and just enjoy the climb. And I'm the one to get it, bro. I swear to God I get it, bro. So don't just let me get it. Yeah, let's go. I'm gonna get it, yeah. Yeah, I'm the one to get it, bruh. I swear to God I'll get it, bruh. Hey, I ain't never giving up. Yeah, I never give up. I got this, man, I got it. I will not quit, I'm on it. Never off it. Got the block lit, I'm toxic. Spitting logic, make them nauseous. Honest, can I stop this? Never cautious, drop it. I'm the hardest. Knock, knock, bitch, watch it. I'm the fucking king of rock, bitch. Profit, spitting hot shit. I'm topic, chronic. I think I'm motherfucking lost it. Back, better fact, making racks where it's at. Have my back to the mat, not an act, that's a fact. We attack in a back, no react, no react. Think I'm black, off the deck. While I rap, not the step. Throw a jab, give a crap. We're advanced, I'm the man. Got a plan better than most brands. Goddamn, I'm a rhyme till I die. Never lie, that's a lie. I don't try, I defy. Yes and nah, that I'm right, yeah. Let's go! Yeah, I've been in and out the studio like a student though, working on a movement, yeah, I'll do it cause I'm in the zone. And you know that I'm ready for the shows. How it goes, I don't know, but I'm waiting till I'm chose. One row, here I go. All these people wanna know what you think of them lately. Do you really love me or do you really hate me? On a scale of 1 to 10, what would you grade me? All this social media has got me going crazy lately. Everything's inflated, mainly everyone's invaded. Privacy is naked, man, I really hate it. God, I really hate it. I just wanna make it through all this fake shit. Living in the real life, living for some real times. Talk about the real climb, passionate in real rhymes. Steal time back from my 9 to 5, taking back my fucking life. I just wanna feel alive. And I'm the one to get it, bro. I swear to God I get it, bro. So don't just let me get it. Yeah, let's go. I'm gonna get it, yeah. Yeah, I'm the one to get it, bro. I swear to God I'll get it, bro. Hey, I ain't never giving up. Yeah, I never give up. Fake it till I make it.
Motherfucking taking, take it back from these haters. Playing tracks for the traitors. Got the passion in depths when it happens. Factions take actions, drafting their captains. It's happening, I'm raising my status. Facing the madness, I'm out gaining traction. Avoid the distractions, I'm snapping, no captions. Attracting reactions, adapting, attacking, commanding the masses. I'm practicing habits, I don't fucking ask bitch. I just fucking